Looks like Rob called in.
Oh, hold on. Poor guy. Hold on. Rob? Hello?
Sorry, Michelle, I'm gutted.
I know you are. I told everybody that you would be.
Swear.
I know. Right before I answered the one I was going to say, everybody cover your ears. I know. I tried calling you.
And now I can't listen. And now I can't hear a word. Great.
Rob,
sorry. Yeah.
I tried calling you too.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay. Sure.
It means anything. I'm absolutely gutted.
I know you're good. Say hi to Wendy. She's happy to talk to you.
Hello.
She gets a chance to hear your voice.
I know.
Sorry?
Wendy gets a chance to hear your voice because she hasn't been on one of the podcasts with you before.
Oh, well, I'm sure that's not a thrill.
It is a thrill.
It is.
You guys can talk Spinal Tap. You guys love Spinal Tap. He's always talking to me about Spinal Tap.
No, I can't hear you that well.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I knew that you would be upset.
You on the phone call.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I read out your mirror moments.
Yeah. I'll wait in there and try and see if it, the volume. I don't know what's wrong. It's just nothing's happening.
Did you try rebooting your computer seriously?
It's just buffering.
What about shutting it down for a minute?
What?
Why don't you try shutting it down for a minute?
Be off now before I can get back on.
Oh.
Well,
I'm
Bob,
really sorry.
Right.
Hello?
I know that it costs you a lot of money to call in, so we don't want to run up your bill, but do you have a special message that you want to, or something that you want to say to Michelle because it's her last podcast or hosting on Lost Mirror Moment?
Well, like I say, I'm gutted I couldn't get to hear it properly, so it's a shame that it's, with a talent like Michelle's, like I said on Facebook yesterday and Twitter, it's with a talent like Michelle's, it's a shame it's going to end like this. Yeah, I've told her to go on and move on and probably do radio. I think other people have told her that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ms. Wright read that out, Rob.
Yeah, and we agree.
Yes.
I mean, she probably won't. I think she's totally against it. She probably won't, but anyone
I'm not totally against it. I'm not totally against it, Rob. I just don't think it's realistic because there's too many people out in the world that want to be on radio. There's too much competition.
Well, no, at least you can try.
Okay, well, we can talk about that later, but I appreciate it. Like I said, I enjoy doing it, but I'm realistic about it. So, I know it costs a lot of effort to, contact radio stations, and usually you have to relocate, so.
Well, yeah.
I'm not saying it'll never happen.
You've got a lot to show them.
I know. I've got a lot to show them. Yeah. Want to say anything to Ms. Wendy about Spinal Tap or anything?
I saw something on the chat.
Yeah.
Ms. Wright said about is the volume turned up, and I said it's turned all the way to 11.
Oh. There we go.
Even you are in this desperate time.
I know. Well, I was trying to make you smile when I said, have you tried turning it off and on again? Because I read your MiMo out earlier.
Oh, good.
I know you are. And I mentioned that, didn't I, ladies, that Rob would be devastated.
Yeah,
see, I know it. So you can go back and listen to it on iTunes and hear her say that.
Yeah.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same. He likes listening. He likes doing things live. That's why he likes watching movies on TV instead of DVD, and he likes listening live in the chat because it's part of the experience. Right, Rob?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we've still got a ways to go. Michelle hasn't even given her mere moments yet.
Yeah.
So. I'll leave it there and I hope that it's going to come back, but it doesn't. This is why I like getting in early. This is like why I'm first in most of the time, because I know what torture can be like.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're like.
Hasn't it just proved it again?
I know. Well, TalkShoe has been known to cause more than a few problems, just like the time I had Wapsikin as my co-host, and Chris White tried to call in, and I couldn't even get back on the call. And how do you think I felt? Here I had Chris White on my podcast, and I couldn't even be in there, and I was gutted for that, because I had encouraged him to call in, and I couldn't even be there to welcome him. So we did get to redo it the next day, but I know how you feel, and I know how much this means to you.
It's a shame I can't do like the person the other day and just stay on the phone call and listen, but
I know
it's going to cost you a fortune. So.
Yeah. Okay, well, but maybe on the finale podcast, you'll be there, so I'll be on that call too.
Well,
okay, is there anything else, Rob?
What?
Anything else you wanted to say, Rob?
No.
I put up the stuff about Dana Rogov and the picture of the waterfall.
Okay.
Very nice. Good mirror moment, Rob.
Yeah, it's a very, like I said in the notes, it's a very misty memory for me. It's like going back to when I was 2-3 years old. So we're going way back there.
Yeah, and you look like a young Jacob.
I've got these memories of candlelight. Because there's a lot of candlelight in there. There's memories of candlelight and the opening of the cave and seeing the waterfalls.
Yeah, Rob looked like Jacob when he was a little boy, right?
Oh.
You look like Jacob with your blonde hair.
What?
Young Jacob and Dana Rogov, the Welsh island of Lost.
No, he looks a bit more angry than I did.
Oh. Okay, well, thank you for calling in. It wouldn't have been the same without you. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll call you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hopefully you can listen in on the chat. I still have a lot to do. I haven't started my MiMo's yet.
It doesn't look like anything's going to happen pretty soon, so...
I wish you would try to shut down your computer.
I'll try, but it's going to take a long time.
Okay, well, I'll be talking for a little while.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, Rob.
Bye.
Bye.
Poor guy.
I know.
I told you he'd be devastated. I mean, it's just like as if it was his last podcast and he couldn't make it. That's how that's how important it is to him, and he's so proud of it, and he loves being a part of it. So, at least he made it. So he's still here and he's on the call. So I'm glad you got a chance to talk to him, Wendy, because
I know, just for a little bit.
Yeah, and Lottery Ticket got to hear him, and it's really nice. And for those of you who don't know in the chat, Rob's my boyfriend, but he lives in England, and we didn't mention it all the way at the beginning, but now you all know. And we met, Ms. Wendy, you might not have heard this, but Rob and I met on August 15th, 2009. Seriously.
Wow.
Seriously. So, yeah. So, if that's not fate, I don't know what is. Especially when his profile, he had a link to his MySpace page from Twitter. That's where we met, was on Twitter. We were playing this quiz game. And he started talking to me, and then I checked it out, and he had a thing on there about a profile, and it said, "What's your favorite TV show?" Lost. and then they ask you, like, what's your favorite color, and then it says heroes, and his answer was, no, thank you, I'd rather watch Lost. That's what got my interest. I'm like, yes. So it was meant to be. Yes, Bad Wobot, long distance lost love. That's right. 6,000 miles. Going on 3 years. So
it's like Des and Penny. But that worked out.
Exactly.
Right?
You know, it's funny that you say that because, you know, in The Constant, when Desmond's calling Penny from the freighter, every single time I call Rob on the phone, it sounds just like that. That same ringtone. Yeah. So I feel like, you know, Desmond and Penny, sometimes when I call, waiting for him to pick up the phone, you know. Yeah, so it was meant to be, and I've been out there 3 times to visit him, and yeah, he's a great guy. So he's called in, and that's really great. I'm so glad that you all got a chance to hear his voice, and that Wendy got to talk to him, and Ms. Wright got to talk to him again. And I know he'll be a part of the finale, whether he's in the chat or whether he calls in. So, you know, I appreciate all of his support. You know, he's been a great support to me. He helped give me the courage to send the thing to William Maypother about, you know, asking him if he would come on and be interviewed for the podcast, because I had told Rob about it. I said, you know, I sent an email to After Lost, and I mentioned William Maypother, and William Maypother replied to me, oh, you should try to get him on the show. And I'm like, I don't know. You know, so Rob has been a really great support, you know, behind the scenes. You all don't know, but, you know, he's kind of, you know, my added confidence, you know, so he contributes so much. He spends so much time on his MiMo's, so I really appreciate that. And like I said, he supports Ms. Wright's podcast too, because, you know, even when I'm not on her show, he's still there, and it's kind of nice for me because I get the week off, but I still get to know what happened. You know, he tells me things that went on, and you know, I get a chance to do some things around here, and I still feel like I was part of the podcast. So